What's good, everyone? OJ here. Welcome to another video. Today we've got some interesting topics for you guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. And we're kind of starting off with something that I've talked about before. If you saw what I posted on Twitter, and I probably talked about it in a PE live, or will talk about it in one, and that is a lot of these Western developers do not care about your Switch fandom or feelings when it comes to if they're going to bring the game over to Nintendo Switch. We saw what happened with the Titanfall dev a bit ago, how he laughed about it and kind of just brushed it aside. Now we have another developer coming out and laughing at it. This is Call of Duty Black Ops 4 developer, and his name is David Vanderhaar. So we got a nice little har off of a legitimate question that Game Informer kind of sat down and asked him, like, hey, is there any chance that there's going to be a Switch version of the game? Considering that Activision, Treyarch, they've done some work with Nintendo systems in the past, and this is essentially what he had to say. He had a nice laugh about the whole situation, and then after that, he proclaimed that he just makes the shoes. Instead of saying, you know what, guys, it's not my call, we're gonna have to wait and see on that, he laughs about the situation, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, when I say something on Twitter, people get mad and say, oh, well, I'm not allowed to be upset. No, you can be upset all you want to, but I'm trying to tell you guys the attitude that a lot of these Western developers have towards the Nintendo Switch and have towards just the system in general. Like, they don't care about what you want on the system. If they cared, then they would do what they needed to do. They would hire a bunch of extra people that can work on Switch versions and get them out. They wouldn't wait or just overload panic button to see if they can do it. They would actually take the initiative and get it done, but they're not going to, because they don't need Nintendo Switch. They don't care about Nintendo Switch fans, and they don't care about what you want on there. They have the Xbox One, they have the PlayStation 4, and they have the PC. They have an install base of 100 million plus to sell their game to. That is plenty than going out of their way for Nintendo Switch, which is a different style of system. And I tried to tell you guys this back in 2017, try to tell you guys this recently. People kind of get upset at me, whatever the case is, but it's the truth. And the developers who are laughing kind of proves this. Now, I know some of you guys are going to bring up like Bethesda and some of the other Western support. Yes, don't get me wrong, we will get a Diablo 3, we will get some things here and there, but that's what I said beforehand. I said that we will get some things, and many things just won't come over because they don't care. And when they don't care, they start to laugh. You would never see that about a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One or anything like that. You would never see that about those systems. Heck, even with the PC being several times stronger than an Xbox One, you'll still never see that. Heck, I think even if they made a system that was weaker or even closer to power, they still wouldn't say that about Xbox One if it was that type of system closer to where the Switch was. It's just the type of industry that we're in, how Nintendo operates, what they do compared to Microsoft and Sony, and I just tried to let you guys know about that, and I'll continue to talk about it in other things. It's not really like a haha, I told you so type of thing. It's just, this is how it is. This is the position that a lot of these third-party developers are in. They will laugh when you simply ask them a legitimate question whether it's going to come to Switch or not. Now, there are many developers that have said normal answers that don't laugh and might care about it. Heck, we had that one developer over there at Activision or Toys for Bob that said, you know what, let's try out Crash Bandicoot. Then all of a sudden the game gets brought over, but only because that developer said something. Activision never said, hey, you guys want to make a Switch version of it? Like, that never even came into their mouths, but all of a sudden one developer who likes the Switch has to take the initiative to even get a game, Crash Bandicoot, that would fit. And this is what I'm talking about. It's these type of situations that I'm talking about that you see over and over with Western developers and their attitude towards Switch or how games come over. The fact that it took a developer that had to test it out on his own to even get Crash Bandicoot on Switch is mind-blowing. But that's Crash Bandicoot. We're talking about COD and some of these other big games here. EA and these developers don't care about what you want on the Switch. And if you want more, big air quotes here, guys, AAA games on the system, they don't care. And I've been trying to tell people that. So hopefully this kind of sheds a little bit more light on that and kind of what's going on here. I don't think Activision's going to care because Battlefield's looking like it's going to get bopped this year. So it looks like Call of Duty is pretty much going to get most of the first-person shooter sales from the gamers out there. So what do you guys think about this story here when it comes to what the Call of Duty producer had to say here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the next topic here, we might have a release date for Diablo 3 Eternal Collection on the Nintendo Switch. According to a Target listing, it looks like the game could be coming out on November 2nd, 2018, and that is just not a random date, guys. That's actually the first day of BlizzCon, so maybe Blizzard is trying to hype things up with the Nintendo Switch version of Diablo 3. I mean, it's only like, what, 6-7 years later? No, I'm joking with that. It looks like they're trying to kind of hype things up if that is the case, and I actually predicted that the game could come this November with a game like Diablo 3, because if you look at what Nintendo did last year, a lot of the bigger Western games that came over, Doom, also with a game like LA Noire, all those came in November. Skyrim also came in November last year, so I do think that November is a good month for Diablo 3. I don't think Nintendo has anything that would really compete with it. They have Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, that is another RPG, but it's kind of a whole different style and type. I don't know what else Nintendo's going to be launching in November. I'm pretty sure there's going to be more independent games that are coming out. I'm definitely thinking that there's going to be another third-party game or two. I think Saints Row the Third, that might be something to where they can announce at a Nintendo Direct with the release date for November. That kind of fits into that mold of the LA Noire, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Overall, I'm just excited to have Diablo 3 on the Nintendo Switch. It's one of those games where I really played it one time on the PC all the way through, and then I played a little bit of the Reaper of Souls on the Xbox One, and there's just a bunch of content that they've added into the game since I last played it, because it was 2015 I last played the game on the Xbox One, then 2012 back when it originally came out. So there's a lot of cool content they're adding in there, or that they've added in there since the release, and I'm looking forward to playing it on the Switch. And of course, that Ganondorf stuff is going to be pretty cool as well. So what do you guys think about this potential release date for Diablo 3 Eternal Collection on the Nintendo Switch? Would you guys be okay with the November 2nd release? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, and moving into the final topic here, the NBA 2K19 producer says that microtransactions are an unfortunate reality of modern gaming, and one of the reasons why I've been saying that modern gaming is kind of garbage, and this is one of the reasons why here. So let's get into what he actually had to say. This is Mr. Rob Jones in a recent interview with Trusted Reviews. Quote, VC is an unfortunate reality of modern gaming. Every game at some point in some way has currency, and they're trying to get additional revenue from each player that plays the game. You know, the question has to be, when does it feel like it's a straight money grab versus when does it feel like it's value added, right? We know nowadays that most people don't have the patience to work their way to the top. They just want to be there right away. So, you know, we look at it as, oh, it's an opportunity for us to allow you to skip the grind, but then if the grind is too long, like some people felt last year, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna go, well, you knew the grind was too long to begin with. So I'm not exactly sure. The first part, I understand what he's trying to say. The second part, he's trying to justify his own evil or something like that. No, I'm joking about it. It's not evil or nothing. But I mean, I think with this whole microtransaction stuff, what he's saying here is just basically the truth. The whole gist of what he's saying is the truth. They're trying to get as much money as possible. These are the type of games that people want. People want these AAA experiences out there. This is what AAA experience for a lot of games is microtransactions and so many different forms of pay DLC, to the point to where you're paying way more, or you could pay way more than the actual game itself to get everything. And then do they make the game super grindy in order you to try to say, okay, let's go ahead and let me buy a microtransaction, because you get tired of the grind. And I think that a lot of these games with NBA 2K19, NBA 2K18, and a lot of these other games with microtransactions do that same very thing. Now, not every developer does it, but a lot of games do. So this is just the reality and the truth of the 7th and 8th generation, guys. I've been talking about this for a while. I think 5th and 6th generation absolutely destroy 7th and 8th generation, and things are just getting worse and worse with some of the microtransactions and some of the stupidity that we've been seeing around here. The good thing is that there's a lot of different games to pick from, and the good thing is that there's independent developers at well that don't do a lot of this garbage. There's a lot of great independent games. There's a lot of great other styles of games that don't do this. So you have your pick. You can vote with your wallet. I don't buy any of these type of games. These FIFA Ultimate Teams, these VC or these virtual currencies, all this stuff. I don't buy any of them. I don't support it. I'm not going to get NBA 2K19. I didn't get last year's version. I haven't bought an NBA 2K game since 2K11. And it's not saying that this is the reason why, but these are just all like the accumulation of things and just modern gaming in general. So that's just my thoughts on the matter. I'll just go back to playing the type of games that I play, but what he's saying right here is essentially what's happening in the gaming industry, and he's just telling it how it is, with everybody's just trying to get more money. That's just how it is. So what do you guys think about all the different topics that we discussed here? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. All right, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of PlayerEssence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.